Scrappy Peeps, Suzanna here today, and it's the 10th, so you know what that means with regards to Elle Studio. It is release day, so here is the July kit, and that is what I'm creating with, along with some add-ons to create this large photo swimming layout. So you can see I have used the digital cut file, or one of, that's up the top there. I cut it in white, and then I used one of the pattern papers from a paper pack to fill that. I've already got a 3x4 pocket card on the left, and then 3 of the labels that coordinate that are from the Star Notes die cuts. So the Star Notes die cuts has more than just stars in it. It does have some really awesome stars, as well as this month, that stamp set there, which is called Star Notes Stamp, has some amazing stamps. So the star of the kit and add-ons this month are definitely stars. So I want to use that to add some contrast to this page, as well as be able to just provide some key information more so than my journaling. This also has a metal die that comes with it, and as you can see, I have not yet played with that, so I have to use my metal snippers to cut that out. And then those of you who have followed my work know that I store that on some magnetic cardstock per se, and put it in some folders and save everything that way. I kind of pull apart the Elle Studio packaging. So I am cutting out those stars that I have stamped with a corresponding navy blue. One of them I know I'm going to use for a journal spot. The other I know I want to use up at the top left there so that I can add another hint of blue. I want that darker blue for some balance in color contrast between dark and light at the top left over there, which is why I've got this pattern paper to back that star with. And what you're going to see is that I am going to struggle with how I'm going to back that. So I wanted that blue intentionally for the dark contrast, but trying to get it as an outline, I felt like I wasn't getting enough of the shadow the way that I wanted the shadow. And so I am going to struggle with that and shuffle that around a little bit, the good old Suzanna shuffle. And then I am going to actually have a light bulb go off, and my solution to this, which you'll see upcoming in a minute, is I'm going to get another die from one of the go-to dies that I use a ton for my scrapbooking, not just for Elle Studio projects, but it's the My Star Metal die. And so there, that is going to cut out the inside of the star perfectly, which will then allow me to have an outline, kind of like the outlined stars from last month, only this has the stitch in it. And I love that stitched effect. There we go. So there's that big weight that balances out the row of embellishments that are down the bottom of the page, with now this row of the star and the title at the top. So we have that contrast. My daughter's goggles are also dark. This is outdoor summer swimming, and so she's wearing black goggles, and so I need that weight that is going to balance against the dark black that is in the photos there. So with these fine cuts, I really like this metal tip that's on this Ultra Bond from ThermoWeb. I highly recommend this as a liquid adhesive. I no longer design for ThermoWeb, but I still use this product. That is how much I stand by it, and I will pay for it and order it. So if you're looking for a great liquid adhesive, that is the way to go. So I've put down the white border, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the letters in. I wish I had, so I am going to have to pull up the back end of summer. You can see how that's kind of crooked, and therefore the letters don't fit properly in there. So I probably should have glued as I went instead of just gluing the whole thing down, but fortunately you can't see that I have pulled it up. It actually still ends up being a little bit crooked, but I'm not going to worry about it because the angle of the lane line there on that right hand side, kind of, you can't tell because of the angle there. So this is a large photo that is printed on a large format printer that I have. It is printed on 12x12 paper, and I intentionally printed it so that it wasn't centered or completely off to one side. Again, I'm looking for balance between color and weight in the layout here. So this is a die from a die cut from the kit itself, and you can see when I design, pretty much designed by color unless I'm using a collection. And even then I like to try and pull all of the colors that I want to create with that complement the photos that I'm working with. And so I've pulled all of those dies already, and they're in that little star tray on the top left-hand corner there. This layout actually ends up being pretty simple. This ends up being the bulk of the layout. I just need to go in and fine-tune that. And I will journal in that 3x4 pocket card. I thought maybe I might be able to use the star grid and add to that, but it really doesn't need anything else because I like the line that's below the yes, that teal line, how it corresponds with those labels and just literally moves your eye all the way across the page there. So what I'm going to do with each of those 3 labels is she swam 3 individual events, and so I will put in what the event, her time, and her place in there. And then that star that's on the right hand side is going to contain the location, the date, stuff like that. So I've only got that navy blue up the top left there. So I want to balance that with a little bit more darkness. So that's why I've got the heart, which is one of the die cuts. And then that little green thing says, here we go, because it is the first meet of the summer. And then so you can see with that other blue star how I'm going to provide some contrast there. You saw me struggling to pick that up. I print on matte paper. And so it's hard to pick up the embellishments if you don't have nails, which I generally don't have because of my work. And things don't slide either. They kind of slide better than they can get picked up. You can't really scoop in underneath it. So I raised that green element up off the page just for a little bit of shadow and dimension. And now I'm just going to put in some fine-tuned embellishments to add a few more stars and just add, like I said, that balance and contrast to the page there. So because I have that popped up green element, I want to have at least 1 or 2 more popped up elements. I love this Simply the Best and how that blue is. So there's a nice visual triangle. There's actually a diagonal line. So it's going to be that top left star down through her goggles and then over to that right-hand side. Not only do you have that Simply the Best, but you're also going to have that blue star, that dark blue star that will go next to the outlined star stamp. So this is one of the Puffy stickers from the Everyday Puffy stickers. It says, think happy thoughts. And I just liked the way that it provided that nice, it rounded out the corner in that top left so that as you come down on that sort of off diagonal to the bottom right, you have a nice line of movement there. So also this month you have the Puffy stars and star stickers, and so I'm going to put a few of those in. Again, just not necessary, but I like the little hint that they give. I wanted this to say Summer Swim, and so also this month released is this really awesome medium Hazel stamp, so it's like a typewriter font, and so I'm going to use that to put swim so that you get the idea that this is her summer swim meet. And I didn't need to put meet because I know what summer swim means. For those of you who aren't swimmers, you would probably not understand that, but yeah, this family has been swimming for a long time, and so I think some of the lingo, it's like car lingo, right? Scrap lingo. We also have summer or swim lingo. So that is going to be completion of the title there. Now I'm just going to use these stamps. I love this stamp set. A couple of, was it last year, I want to say, Elle released the same or a similar stamp set with hearts. So it's awesome to have these. Those are outlined stars, usually normally used for rating, but I am not going to do that. I just want that outline. I don't want that depth of the stars. And then this is just a trio cluster of stars, and that also just adds just that little shot of blue, and it's kind of like the water droplets that are coming up off of her arm. That, my friends, is going to wrap it up. The close-ups are to follow. If you have any questions about any of the product, the new product that has been released today, please don't hesitate to leave them in the box down below. I will also link you to that. Enjoy the close-ups. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you are doing well. Come back again soon. Take care.